Hey everyone, good to see you all. Welcome to the broadcast. Name's Sir Danny. This time around we have quite an interesting matchup. It's going to be Sprout going up against Valiance. Though it is interesting. I was actually hoping to see them play, obviously, but on a map like Cache. I was actually anticipating Cache to see. That was the map that was picked on HLTV, but apparently it will be Nuke. So we do get to see Sprout starting things off here on the Csgo side, Valiance playing here on the Terror side. We do see that the T's have actually invested in a decent amount of utility. Hunter's deploying his part of utility next as well. Where did that money nade come in? That's massive damage being dealt. And already Sprout seems to be stopping this push from Valiance. If anything, they probably secured themselves the round. I don't think Hunter and Otto will be able to stop them, but Hunter and Otto, in fact, Hunter will find two pretty good kills. They actually put this back in a 2-on-2 scenario. They might just be able to kill the ramp guy. If they do so, they actually have themselves a good chance. Otto finds that kill on Mervit. Now it's down to a 1-on-1. It's Otto up against Speedy. Thing is, though, Otto's got the P250. He's got the bomb on his shoulders, and Speedy, I think he more or less anticipates the positioning of Otto. But the thing is, though, it'll be quite hard to say whether Speedy can get the better of Otto. Alright. Otto will be able to plant the bomb. In this case, Speedy though, he's making noise, Otto knows the positioning of Speedy, and Otto will get it. That's gonna be the round here for Valiance, and wow, pretty good way to start things off if you're a Valiance. When you think about it, once I saw that grenade come into lobby, I thought that's it. The round's pretty much over. There's no way in the world Valiance is gonna be able to pull off that 2-on-5, but apparently, all you need is a guy like Hunter and Otto. Apparently they can win scenarios like that. Well done. Really well done there by the Valiance players. This time around, looks like Sprout will decide to go for a bit of a force grab of their own. They have invested in the upgraded pistols. They have the utility to work with as well. Fav with the UMP. Oh, it's quite aggressive. Next, I will finally kill on Mervit. They didn't even look like Mervit anticipating the player to be there. Right about now. Yes, he will get the better of Dennis, so already things are looking up here for the likes of Valiance. Gonna continue on pushing on the B bombs, apparently. There seems to be only a couple more players remaining on this B side. One of them seems to be Famine, and as he gets found out, I don't really know where Searson. Looks like Searson is close by the ramp. Nexa. Ooh, he's no idea about Searson's positioning, but he still wins the fight. That's gonna be about it. That's a 2-0 sweep here for Valiance. A pretty clean round, all things considering. They didn't end up losing a single player. And now the good thing is, in this round, they will have to face off Sprout, which is a team that will go for a full-on eco. So this is looking pretty good here for Valiance. They should have themselves a pretty clean round. And best of all, they will also have an opportunity to make some decent money. Look at this. They got two players with max 10s, one of them with the SMG. So overall, they should make themselves some pretty good buck. Did Hunter actually see the player there? Looks like it. Speed is going to burn to a crisp, but overall, Dennis will find better of Hunter. So overall, this may not be the most cleanest of rounds here for Sprout. Apparently, Valiance, they still have bombs control here on the A site. So they will be able to plant the bomb. That's a good thing for Valiance, but overall, I mean, if you're a Sprout, you only have the USPs to work with. You're able to find 2 kills with said USPs. That's not too bad. And the same skill make that 3 kills now for Sprout. Okay, that's a pretty good round for them. That's how you can be quite satisfied if you're Sprout, and well, doesn't look like they're slowing down. They're gonna continue on and trying to find these kills, and well, at the end of it all, it will be 3 kills for Sprout, and of course a 3-0 lead for Valiance on the terror side of Nuke. And a pause being taken. That's pretty interesting. Not really sure which team has decided to take a timeout. This is quite early in the matchup, so if anything, I'm almost certain it is a technical issue more than a tactical one. As you get to see some of the players from the Sprout side from Valiance not making the purchase, so it is quite hard to say which team actually has the problem. Here, let's see, maybe it's a ping problem. Nope, all players seem to have a pretty good ping, so that's definitely not the case. I do hope that it's not the case like in the Fours versus Csgo Boars matchup, because from what I've heard is that the player actually broke his mouse and he wasn't able to find a replica, or shall I say a second-hand mouse to play with in that matchup, so yeah, it was rescheduled. It's a good thing that, you know, obviously in that scenario, Force probably could have actually insisted on the admins, come on guys, let's play play the matchup. Let's continue on playing with it. But that was some great sportsmanship from Force that they have decided to reschedule. And overall, I think Csgo can be quite happy about that one, how it turned out. Could have been way worse. Could have actually been playing a matchup with, I don't know, a touchpad or even a worse mouse than that. I remember, I actually still, I think, have one of the old Intelli mice. Sort of Microsoft mice. That was a very good mice. I'm not sure if it does have a proper name. But like that was one of the, I think, one of the first mice I've had, and that was a great one. Like, it felt so good in the hand. What was it? Maybe like early 2000s, I'd say. I mean, it was such a good mouse. An awesome one like that. I think I still have it somewhere lying around, but I actually decided to plug it in not too long ago for the walls, see how it holds up. It doesn't. It doesn't. Anyhow, looks like we can continue on with our matchup here. Sprout now going for the full-on investment. It's actually looking like a pretty good one. I mean, they have 3 AGs. Pause there for Speedy and a fast push here from Valiance, maybe? Oh, they have slowed things down just a little bit, I guess. So it looks like the players here, Valiance, not going to continue on pushing just yet. In fact, they're going to hold on to their angles, maybe anticipate one of the CTs to be the aggressors, but I don't think that's going to be the case. If anything, Sprout will play this one quite safe. We might just be able to see some engagements towards outside, or even towards ramp, as Esperanto finds the better of Murbit. So I think on the back of that kill, they've got themselves full ramp control, and Esperanto isn't slowing down. He's going to continue on pushing towards the B site. So if anything, Sprout will have to put some of their players towards the B site to make sure a guy like Esperanto won't have the most of map control. But look at this. Esperanto, by his lonesome, pretty much has B bombs to control. There's not a single player to contest him. However, there is speed there, and this would be a perfect opportunity for Esperanto to help out his teammates. But right now, as their teammates are dead, well, his teammates are dead, and the bomb is in the possession of Sprout. This round is looking horrible for Valiance. Oh boy. So, yep, next is just gonna run into the crosshairs there of Favid and Speedy. And now it's all to Esperanto. The first man got the initial kill. He will get absolutely wrecked in that round. And Sprout, somehow they decimate the Valiance offensive. Like, it was looking so good there for the T side. Once Esperanto was able to get that kill, you're thinking, right, this is looking like a good round. This looks like a round where the T side is going to be able to come out on top. But apparently, that's not the case. Once they make their way towards Secret, Sprout had a very good crossfire setup. We saw one of the players stationed towards the orange door, and the other one, I think, was stationed towards the staircase there. That was such a good crossfire that they were able to kill, what, 3 of the Valiance players? That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, Otto, good shot from him. Finds the first kill in Searson. Again, Valiance have got themselves the early kill. That's good and all, but how shall they convert this early kill to their advantage? Murbit, looking around the smoke, hoping to see a certain Esperanto, which he does see. Not too shabby. Alright, this is looking pretty good for Valiance. They have full outside control, not even contested by a single player here from Sprout, and apparently Otto will find a second kill there on Murbit. Look at this Dennis. I think he finally spots it out. There's definitely, he's got the intel that there's one more player there up in heaven. So if anything, Valiant's going to be quite cautious about that, or not. Apparently Speedy wins the fight against Otto. It kind of looked like Otto anticipated one guy to beat Radio, but it didn't hope him to be that close. And right now it's all up to Letney try to win this one out. And obviously they know the position. They have to know the positioning of Letney here, Sprout. But Favin, he's hoping him to come out of the outside area, but that's not really the case. If anything, Letney is making his way through the A site. 25 seconds. He's making a lot of noise, and Speedy, yep, sees Letney. He's not going to be playing with his food any longer, and he will find a kill there. So overall, I guess that's going to be his second round here for Sprout, and most importantly, Valiance will have to go on an eco. In fact, maybe even a full eco here for the T side. And because of this, Sprout have got a very good chance at actually winning this round. So you will see some of the Sprout players grouping up here towards the outside, but actually same can be said for Valiance. There's going to be a lot more players to come here. Dennis, ready and waiting. Just to see these Valiance players pop up. Which they in fact do. That's a pretty nice shot there from Dennis. A bit of a whack-a-mole action. Otto, alongside 100. Can't actually get anything done here. Well, they do have the Deagles, and in a game of Counter-Strike, the Deagles are quite a powerful one. I can't deny that. And right now, Otto is the last man standing in outside. Not sure if he can get anything done here. It is a 1-on-5, and this ain't looking too good here for Otto. He is moving though, slowly but surely. Hoping to find a kill here. He does see the legs of Searson, but that's clearly not enough to find a headshot. And okay, that would have been a bit of a shame if Searson would have killed his own teammate there. I think that might have been Dennis, so yeah, that definitely would have been good. All right, 3-3 is the scoreline here. You're good to see that Valiance now are making a pretty good looking investment. Look at this. I mean, they have the AK-47s coming out, a bunch of utility to work with, so they definitely match their opponents in terms of weaponry. But can't they actually get anything done here? That's the question. Oh, Favin ends up missing Molotov just a little bit. Searson though, that's quite the aggressive angle. Doesn't really have a teammate backing him up, but did he actually see Esperanto cross? He didn't! That's massive. Esperanto now again can just continue on pushing towards ramp. With the two defenders being taken down out of the equation, it's pretty obvious. B-bomb site will probably be undefended at all by Sprout. So this is looking very good right now for Valiance. They can just group up and hit the B-bomb site. That's pretty much it. At this point, they don't even have to overthink this one. They killed the two defenders that pushed up. There's a high possibility ramp is just going to be empty. However, that doesn't mean there's not a possibility of some CTs to be there, like Favin. He will be taken down by Otto at the end. But overall, I mean, Dennis, Speedy, last two remaining Sprout players up against 4 Valiance players. I think it's pretty obvious. If you're the CTs, you just have to go for the save. There's no other way of putting it. And that's actually good. I mean, if Sprout end up going for the save here, they will have a bunch of money to reinvest, which is obviously a thing you want to keep in mind. If you're on the CT side economy, or in general, the economy game is so important in Counter-Strike, you want to try to build up as much money as possible. So obviously, if you're Sprout and Dennis, you can try to attempt the retake, though it's not too wise, I'd say. And it's also quite interesting, like, how's Dennis holding such an aggressive angle? That just doesn't make a lot of sense. If you're saving the weapons, please save your weapons. Otherwise, it probably would have been better for him to hold a more aggressive exit angle. Once the players exit the B-bomb site, then Dennis could have gotten some kills. But hey, like, the good thing is for Sprout, they got loads of money. I mean, 4 AGs being picked up, and 8 OP in the hands of Searson. So overall, let's see what can Sprout do at this point. Admittedly, that push from earlier was a big mistake. Big mistake. They weren't able to get a single kill done there. In fact, that opened up a whole round of possibilities for Valiance on the back of those 2 kills. So obviously, Sprout has learned from their mistake. They are going to be taking a more passive approach towards ramp, it seems like. There's only one player here, though. That is in the form of Searson. Overall, he's going to continue on holding here towards ramp. Pretty much the only line of defense there, to be honest. If we do get to see the ramp player being taken out, that is Searson, that's pretty much, again, the B-side could be open up here for Valiance. So if anything, Searson is playing quite an interesting, an important role, I might say. But the one thing that is interesting is that he's actually being a bit more mobile, so to speak. He's making his way towards heaven. He's also holding off ramp, and at this point, like, the timing is just right. He's not holding ramp at this point, and Valiance just can simply walk out on ramp. So I'm not really sure if that's intentional from Sprout or from Searson himself, but there is one defender here. It is Mirbit holding the side. He does have Speedy to back him up. So this is looking like a pretty good crossbar setup. Speedy and Mirbit find the necessary kills to stop this push from Valiance. But of course, the refrags are there, and we're down to a 3-on-3 scenario. With that being said, 18 seconds. The bomb has to come in here from Valiance, and who actually ends up having the bomb? That is, Otto. Oh, yes. They're going to be able to take down Dennis from that position, but now he has to commit to the bomb plant, and Searson is making his way from ramp, and yes, I'm not sure if you can actually see the player there. I mean, That is a pretty good angle from the players here from Valiance. Oh, still finds a shot here. Searson, we're down to one-on-one. Hunter with only 2 points developed, but he does have the AOG, and that's enough to get that kill. That will be 5 rounds here for Valiance, and this is looking like some pretty good stuff from them. It is important to note that, I see you guys talking about as well, is that Valiance have got a very good win rate on a map like Nuke. Isn't it like 91%? That's ridiculous. And the teams that have faced off, I mean, one of the more notable victories is obviously, I think they won against Optic Gaming, if I recall correctly, so that's a pretty good victory. But overall, they've won quite comprehensively against teams like Existence Galaxy, which is a team that likes playing Nuke. Some other lower tier teams for sure. So I guess you could say that win rate is a bit inflated, but it obviously shows us that Valiant seem to be quite comfortable on a map like Nuke. And Sprout, yeah, Sprout as well. They also won some great games on Nuke, if I recall correctly. This is obviously a battle of 2 minds that are quite decent on this map. And overall, I mean, we do see on the back of it, this seems to be a quite an interesting affair. It's not as clear cut as we all might think, though. This round, yeah, it pretty much is clear cut. Valiance are definitely going to be able to come out on top here against Sprout. You only have them here pistols. And overall, this is looking like a pretty good round here for Valiance. 6 rounds for them. And now, finally, we will see proper investment here from Sprout. Again, they have all the money in the world. What shall they invest again? And 8th OP in the hands of Searson, that is quite reasonable. Of course, it looks like the other guys, yeah, they will pick up their AUGs. That's quite respectable. And overall, I mean, I can't really say that this is looking like a bad investment here from Sprout. It's looking quite decent. Obviously, they are kind of lacking in the utility department and also in the fuse kits. So if it does come down to retake, things do get tricky for Sprout. So they will need to find some of these early kills here. Smoke towards mini garage. Lightning is going to be sure there's not a single player to actually kill him from that position if he ends up jumping down. I'm not sure if they have spotted out Dennis in this position. Dennis deploying the smoke grenade. He has revealed himself. Look at the gap in the smoke. That's enough for Dennis to find a kill and for Searson to find one of his own. So this isn't looking too bad right now for Sprout. They're looking very good right now. 2 kills working out for them. What shall they do at this point? It looks like they're just gonna continue on holding their positions. Looks like Searson. Oh no, that's not Searson. That's in fact Mirbit. To make the rotate here towards the ramp to make sure a certain Esperanto doesn't make his way downwards on the B side. Oh, good shot there from Searson. Is able to take down Otto, and in fact, Speedy finds kill there on Nexa. So now it's all up to Esperanto in the 1-on-5. I mean, the good thing is, obviously, he does have the bomb on his shoulders. So that's a very nice thing. But yes, that's going to be overall 4 rounds here for Sprout. And actually, this is a clean round. Look at this. Sprout were able to win a round without losing a single player. Like, that's going to be great for the economy. They could be quite happy about that. And we do see a pause being taken. That's quite interesting. I'm not really sure which team has decided to go for the pause here. But if anything, it might just be Valiance. I don't know, that seems to be quite reasonable from their POV. With them having 6 rounds, I mean, that's not too bad on the terrorist side of Nuke. But, obviously, I think they might realize that this may not be the most easiest of affairs. So, obviously, you want to have the most amount of advantage as possible by discussing, like, your tactics, things you want to try to approach the upcoming rounds. Because, I must admit, though, that some of these scenarios, Valiance pretty much won rounds on the back of Sprout making massive mistakes, like that ramp push. That was horrible from Sprout. It just didn't work out at all whatsoever. And of course, also remember the pistol round where, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a 2-on-5 scenario which Hunter and Otto were able to win against the Sprout players. So obviously, some mistakes have been made here by Sprout on the CT side. Valiance hoping to spot out someone here from Sprout. Oh, that's a nifty hole in the door. That definitely gives some vision there for the CT player. Definitely spot out some of the Valiance players who might go towards Squeak, but it doesn't seem to be the case just yet. In fact, I think there's only one player in general from Valiance is actually looking towards Radio, and that's, I think, Esperanto in that position. So some of the late utility has been thrown out from Valiance. That's going to allow them to actually cross safely towards Secret, which is a possibility here from Valiance, though I'm not really sure if they will commit to do so. Dennis right now peeking on in. Letney will actually anticipate the player to be there. No, he does not. This will net Dennis one kill. Very well done by him. So this does mean that Hunter is going to make his way down Secret, but he doesn't have a single player back him up as Pronto makes his way down ramp alongside Nexa. But overall, yeah, Nexa ends up dropping, and so does Esperanto. And would you look at that? That is another clean round here by Sprout. They end up losing, again, only one player. And obviously, like, they're suddenly looking like a very scary opponent here on the CT side of Nuke. And of course, it's also important to note that this round is a mere eco for Valiance. In fact, guys like Esperanto and Nexa actually quite struggling in the money department. They probably shouldn't invest in the Deagles. Or shall I say, Esperanto didn't invest in the Deagle. Nexa has it a lot. But yeah, I mean, this round, again, seems to be pretty much a throwaway here from Valiance. They will have a very difficult time to get anything done, I'd say. So this is obviously a good opportunity for Sprout to actually secure themselves the 6th round here in the game. Oh, not too shabby, Spitty. We'll find the kill there on Esperanto, getting the wall bang in. Of course, this round, yeah, it is pretty much over here from Valiance. That's going to be it, 66 here. Sprout have been able to equalize the scoreline, and I think if I recall correctly, wasn't it, right, if you take a look at the scoreboard, no, we can't really see that, but I think it was, yeah, it was Valiance picking up the pistol round. It was a 3-0 scoreline at the very least, and suddenly, Sprout have been able to catch up to Valiance. You know, they've been pretty much winning these gun rounds, which is obviously quite important. It's good if you're able to win the pistol round, that's for certain, but you obviously need to get some of them gun rounds, Valiance, which I think by now they only got it 2, so that's obviously not a very good track record. Dennis being flashed out by his teammate, that will allow him to get 1 kill, but there's Otto with a refrag. Overall, the good stuff that are coming out from Sprout, trying to play a bit more aggressive. It's just a bit of a shame that, you know, Dennis, after he gets the first kill, like, he has a very difficult time of backing away. Like, how on earth are you supposed to back away from that position if you have a player on the silo? That's pretty much impossible. But look at this, like, seriously, he ain't slowing down. He will try to re-aggress. This will allow him to find a kill there on Letney, and look at this, like, this aggression here from Sprout, it's so calculated and it's so good right now. Right now, Searson, he actually gets the leg in. Not too shabby, Searson. And overall, this is looking like a pretty good round here for Sprout. Look at the timing there from Murbit. He does only get 1 kill, which is a bit of a shame. But overall, I mean, Nexa and Otto, for them, this is still looking like a very difficult round, I'd say. Right now, it looks like Nexa and Otto. Well, that's the thing. I mean, Nexa is by his lonesome making his way towards the B side, and Otto is still in Secret. So they have to try and group up at this point. Well, that doesn't seem to be possible, especially if your teammate is dead at this point. So now Nexa seems to be making his way on the A side. That's a pretty good pickup there from Nexa. I think he anticipates someone to be here on the A site. He'll actually try to plant the bomb in the smoke, or will he? In fact, 13 seconds. He will try to get the peek, and there's the first, that's not the second kill. That was a double peek here from Sprout. It was quite difficult for Nexa to get anything done at that position. Apparently, yes, we will be able to see a pause being taken at this point. I would presume that is more of a tactical pause more than anything. It would make a lot of sense. I'd say it definitely would make a lot of sense for either of the teams. But probably even more so for a team like Valiance. I mean, yeah, you've been losing quite a lot of rounds here on the terror side of Nuke. But again, like, this is the terror side of Nuke. It is a bit harder to play on the T side, obviously. And for them to have 6 rounds, I think they can be quite satisfied about that. The only thing is that even though you did get those rounds pretty early in the half, it is a bit of a shame how you pretty much on the back of those early rounds you weren't able to get anything done afterwards. So that's the only thing that's a bit shameful, I guess we could call it. So we will see a pretty simple push here from Valiance, only with the mirror pistols. Let's see if they can get anything done here. Letney just pretty much jumps on the face there of Dennis. This means that Valiance might just try to continue on with their push of the A bombs, and they might just be able to get something done here. But they're not really committing just yet. In fact, they're still trying to find these goods in the outside area, and they haven't been able to succeed. Honestly, if they would have just committed to the bomb site push, I'm almost certain they might have just won themselves the round. But yeah, didn't seem to work out for them. It looked so good at one point, especially with Letney finding kill on Dennis, but it's a bit of a shame that the other guys just didn't fully commit. And honestly, why not? If you're Valiance, you probably should have committed at that point. You only have the mere pistols, and probably your best bet would be to try to brute your way force on one of the bomb sites. Right now, it looks like Valiance have a player towards outside. He might be seeing a nasty surprise there, but Otto, that is a good shot there on Speedy. Ooh, Dennis is jumping on the boxes. He's very silent about it, but it looks like Hunter even heard it, or maybe even spotted out the shout at that point. Anyhow, I mean, what? 20 seconds passed, and we're still in a very favorable position here for Sprout. It's a 4-on-3 scenario in which Valiance, well, I'm not really sure if they're gonna be able to get anything done here on the T side. It looks like they will try to actually go towards the B side, I would presume. You have guys like Esperanto and Otto that have made their way towards ramp. That's good and all, but where shall they go from this point? Does Esperanto really want to try to go the heaven area? That's quite risky. And in fact, Dennis, he anticipates such a play to take place. Well done there by Dennis as he holds on the off angle. There was really no way in the world that Esperanto could have anticipated the player to be there. Right now, Letney and Otto, they have a very difficult time at this point. Dennis continue on holding. That's going to allow Dennis to get another kill. Like, Dennis is showing up in this matchup. After this round, we will be able to take a look at the score, but I'm almost certain that Dennis is probably the highest fragging individual here for Sprout. And this round, it's pretty much over here for Otto. He sees the headshot, Searson. That's going to be 9-6 in favor of Sprout. That is actually a very good CD side. Very well done. Especially because they did end up losing the very first pistol round, and then be able to get 9 rounds here on the CD side. I think Sprout could be quite happy about their accomplishment. And if you take a look at the scoreboard, oh wait, oh yeah, this is Esea after all. We will be able to take a look at the scoreboard after the very first pistol round. But for now, yeah, if you're a Sprout fan, I think you can be quite happy about their performance. Even though, I mean, pretty much all of us were hoping to see Cash being played out. Nuke is also turning out to be a pretty interesting matchup between the two teams. It will be interesting to see now Sprout playing on the on the T side of Nuke. As overall, you know, they did show us a great, solid, tactical CD side. I wonder if that's going to be the same case for the T side, because one of the things that you must know, I mean, Valiance, they're obviously some very good individuals that are fragging out of their minds. But that's the thing. It's a shame we can't really see the scoreboard at this point, but that's the thing I want to note. I think it's been primarily, you know, like guys like Hunter and Otto doing some of the heavy lifting. I don't think I've seen Nex or Esperanto getting too much done in this matchup. Other than Esperanto's like pretty good double spray down and ramp pretty early on in this matchup, I don't think he's been able to find a lot of, if any, success towards ramp. He was pretty much constantly lurking towards that part map. It was just they weren't able to get anything done, which is, that's a bit of a shame. Well, it looks like we can very much continue on with our matchup here. No need for any more of the warm-ups. Of course, the sides haven't switched. Now we have a team like Valiance starting things off here on the CD side, Sprout on the T side, and it is quite interesting. Sprout invests in a lot of Kevlar. Not a single player has decided to opt for any sort of utility, which is quite interesting from Sprout's part. I do wonder why have they decided to go for such a play. Maybe it will be a fast play. In fact, look at the amount of speed they have here, make their way towards an A bombs, or is it the A bombs? They're very much in the outside area. That's a good nade there from Otto, but he will be overwhelmed there by Dennis. And overall, it seems to be like a pretty good round here from Valiance. Next to Letney. How are they able to find those kills? That's so well done here by Valiance. They have been able to stop this push here from Sprout, and even though it looked like it was a good idea, they clearly didn't anticipate a man like Nexa to land his shots. Like, man, that was very great shooting from Nexa. And yeah, that's the thing. Now we get to see the proper scoreboard at this point. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, it's been Otto, you know, Hunter doing a pretty good job at the fragging department. Guys like Esperanto, Nexa have been quite quiet, I might say. They haven't been able to show us too much on the T side, of course. But now things have been switched up. We are on the CD side, so maybe they will find some more success. Right now, the Csgo pretty much, yeah, it is over. It is very much over. Can't really say that this is the most cleanest of rounds here for Valiance, which is a bit of a shame, you know, going up against players who are only on the eco. You're hoping to be, well, to have an easy affair. Not even drop a single player, in fact. But here, Valiance do drop 2 of their players. That's going to leave a bit of a dent in the economy. And, well, 2 of the guys that have reinvested, Nex and Hunter, they only have the SMGs to work with. So, honestly, in terms of weaponry, Sprout is looking a bit better off than Valiance. Looks like we will see some speed coming out here. Look at Letney go. He almost actually landed up the second kill there on Speedy. And now Sprout, good headshots coming in. And right now, towards the outside area, you do get to see that Sprout have been stopped. It doesn't look like they're going to continue on pushing forward anytime soon. In fact, oh, Speedy, did Speedy actually drop off the silo there? Looks like Speedy has dropped off from the silo. That's a big oof. Right now, at this point, if you're Sprout, probably your best bet would actually try to group up and hit one of the bomb sites. It is a free and free though, which is still not a bad scenario here for Sprout, all things considering. One of the bigger problems is, I mean, a man like Dennis, you know, he's very low in HP there. His probably best bet is actually to continue on holding towards outside. He might just be able to find one of these flanking players like, say, Esperanto, who might try to make his way towards Mini Garage, or even towards Secret. And it's going to be Esperanto finding the kill there on Dennis. And right now, it looks like Mirabet alongside Speedy will just continue on pushing forward on the B site. Though, oh, there you go. There's actually next to hold the angle. Now it's pretty much obvious where Sprout are heading towards. They are making their way here towards the B bomb site. Speedy going to try to plant the bomb, but they obviously heard the doors being opened up. So they will anticipate the player to be there. Mirabet, good shot there in Esperanto. Means that Valiance, this may not be the most easiest of retakes for them. Mirabet is going to continue on holding towards ramp. The nade, though, it should actually get the kill. Yes, it does. Now it's all up to Speedy here in the 1-on-2. I can't really say his position is the greatest. Oh, that's a lot of noise being made there by Hunter. Not really sure what he was doing at that point. But right now, next up, down to the 1-on-1. Nexa gets the flick with a P250. And that's going to be the round here for Valiance. Can't really say that I was really hoping to see a Valiance victory at this point. It looked actually very good for Sprout at one point. That 2-on-2 looked very solid. The nade, though, that's pretty much the one thing that screws things up there for Sprout. And they haven't been able to capitalize on that round. And it looks like another pause here. That's interesting. Which team has decided to take a pause? Because I do believe both of these squads, yes, both of these squads do have coaches on their side. So it looks like, probably, I'm guessing, maybe a tactical timeout. But it is obviously quite hard to say whether it is a tactical or a technical one. One of the things that I kind of make the assumption that it could be a technical one, maybe it's because some of the players haven't made the purchase, like Valiance's Letney. Only ends up making the purchase now. And right now, the scoreline has been equalized here by Valiance. The scoreline is 9-9. So actually, oh, I might just be able to see some more action here on the second half. It may not be as clear cut as I might have hoped for it to be. does end up looking like Sprout just can actually go towards outside. Yeah, throw down the smoke grenades and whatnot. They're gonna continue on with their push down secret, and well, there's gonna be a lot more players to find there. Hunter, he has been caught in rotation, so Hunter has to be very careful in his position. Right now, they're gonna try to hunt him down. They're gonna try to get these kills, but Hunter is doing a very good job, being very mobile and agile in this position. This does mean that Hunter, he is only the last man standing here at the B side, but I have to say so, I'm wrong. The rotation is here. 3 players here from Valiance on the site, and this round is pretty much over here for Sprout. Murbit, last man standing here from Sprout, is making his way towards lobby, but I must admit though, Murbit, your odds are slim, buddy. I think this round is pretty much over unless Esperanto will get the better of him. And that's going to be the round here from Valiance. Like, that was such a solid haul from Hunter. Like, that was so well played from him. Like, being mobile in that position, quite difficult. You have to be very careful when you're making your retreat not to get caught out by the pistols. And yet, Valiance's Hunter knows all about the timing, and he did a very good job. Very solid job. Looks like Sprout gonna keep things pretty simple. Oh man, seriously, he opens up the door and it looks like if he's able to land the shot just a bit quicker than Auto, something tells me that could have been a lineup. Maybe even 2 kills for the price of 1. Like, that would have been such a good opening here for Sprout, but ooh, that's pretty interesting. Flickerino there from Dennis. Yeah, that's the thing, like, again, let's open up the scoreboard real quick. Like, Dennis has been performing well. Very well on him, you know. It's been quite the meme in, I'd say Mouse Sports, but that was obviously quite a while ago. But in this matchup, Dennis is showing up. And look at this. It's the man himself, Dennis the Menace. He finds the kill there on Nexa. But yeah, I can't really say that he has a very good chance of winning that fight against Otto. And that's going to be 11 rounds here for Valiance. Looking pretty good here for the CT side. I would presume that at this point, if you're a Sprout and you do have maximum lose money bonus, maybe just go for the partial buy here. You have maximum lose money bonus. Some of your players can actually invest in some of those upgraded players, while this guys like Dennis can actually go for the rifle because he has been fragging. A simple vent knife for one of the players. Searson has been able to sneak past through, but it doesn't look like he will have any of his teammates back him up. But I will make the assumption that there has to be someone from Valiance now holding on towards the B side. This is pretty obvious that one of the players has definitely made the vent dive possible. Although he has been smoked off, so it doesn't look like he will be able to get anything done at this point. But Searson, cheeky, gonna have his knife out. Maybe a certain CD will try to jump down and get the better of him. Oh, Nexa gotta be quite careful about this position. There's Searson, the man with the Glock. He finds the first kill there on Nexa. And overall, I mean, this is a pretty good position for Sprout. They will be able to plant the bomb in this position, I would presume. Esperanto, though, still holding things down. But he can't stop the bomb plant. There's Litney coming in. And overall, Litney, with him finding that second kill, I will say this seems to be, yes, like a round for Valiance to take. It's going to be 12 rounds here for the CT side. And overall, haven't they won, let me think. Yes, 6 rounds in a row here, Valiance. They have won 6 rounds in a row. So right now, even though I touted, you know, Sprout's CT side as being a very good one, a very solid one, you must admit, you know, Valiance are doing a very good job here on the CT side of Nuke. So far, they have been able to win 6 rounds in a row, and that's the thing. They win 4 more, and they got themselves the W here on Nuke. Boost coming in. Not sure if Searson is able to spawn on anyone there from Valiance just yet. In fact, the Valiance players are playing quite passive positions. Except for, is that Litney, that position? Let's take a look. Yeah, Litney. He's actually holding things down here towards the garage area. He's holding quite the off angle though. Yeah, Sparrow playing this one very conservative at this point. A whole minute has passed and they haven't really even started deploying the majority of their utility. In fact, they're actually going to try to attempt to hit the A bombs. They haven't really tried for it to, well, such a close to the wall play, so why not try to give it a shot? Okay, Hunter will find the killer in Murbit. And most importantly, that's also the bomb being dropped, which I don't think Valiance anticipated that to be the case. Right now, oh man, the Molotov actually bounces off of one of the players there, and that's actually the bomb not being dropped to the bomb set itself. So this is looking pretty horrible here for Sprout. It is kind of interesting that Sprout actually decided to go towards the A bomb site and try to make this all-out play on the A side, whilst having the AWP in the hands of Searson. I would have said that if you are trying to make a similar play, why not have all the players on rifles and just commit to the side push? Because now when you have guys like Searson, I mean, they're probably going to be in the backlines. They're probably not even going to be in a position to find kills. So that's a bit of a interesting assessment, I'd say. Not really sure why Sprout decided to go for the AWP purchase. Probably they should have allowed Searson to have a bit more freedom, to try to be a bit more mobile on the T side and try to find some of these openings. And maybe then commit to the bomb site. Say if Searson ends up dying, then you just commit to the all-out play. You have 4 players, push on the A bomb site, try to see what happens. Because obviously, you don't want to be stale on your T side. That's the one thing the Valiance have learned, and well, their T side is over. They're on the C side right now, and they've got themselves 7 rounds in a row. 13-9 is a very daunting scoreline, I'd say, for Sprout, especially if they were at 1 point in the lead. Right now, they are going to be continuing on their push towards C, but it's not looking good. But the trades are there, and Esperanto's here as well. With the bomb being dropped there, it's pretty much obvious what Sprout had in mind. And Searson, very close, almost wins the fight here against Esperanto. But Ledney, we see Searson, good one tap coming in. And this round's over. Like it is over, folks. I must admit, Mirbit's chance of winning this one are pretty slim. Esperanto sees the feet, and he sees the player in his fullest. It will be 14 rounds to 9. And Sprout, like if you want to take a timeout, this would probably be it. You probably want to try to take a timeout, discuss on your approach. Because right now, you obviously want to try to go for the force right here, that's for certain. But what is the game plan? Are they again going to try to make for one of those pushes like they did on the A side or towards Secret? Like those didn't look good. They get absolutely shut down. So what's next on the agenda here for Sprout? That's interesting. Searson decides to go for what? A Deagle purchase. That's very interesting. I was maybe hoping to see him try to pick up an SMG at the very least. But the Deagle is also quite a reasonable weapon. Looks like it will be a simple push here at the bombs. And look at Esperanto just spinning around and getting those kills. And in fact, he actually gets the 3rd kill as well. I didn't even see how that happened. And yes, another push. And it's quite unsuccessful here from Sprout. At this point, Dennis. He's been able to perform very well on the C side of Nuke. I'll give him that. But here on the T side, he hasn't been able to show us the same flair. But let's see Dennis. That's the first kill to get. Of course, with Molotov being deployed, he will actually evade and he will find the 2nd kill on auto. We're down to the 1-on-1. Of course, Hunter is so low on HP. He tries to take the headshot angle, but it's going to be Dennis to win that fight. Oh man, Dennis. He's good. He's back, baby. He may not have been able to find a lot of success here on the terrorist side so far, up until that point. Dennis wins the 1-on-3, and this might just actually give, shall we say, more morale to his teammates. Rally his teammates along with that clutch. Now they might have a bit more confidence coming into these other rounds, just because Dennis was able to win that 1-on-3. The man's got 25 kills, like he's fragging out of his mind. Now all he needs is just a couple of his teammates to step up. That could be enough for him. Or even the entire Sprout roster, for that matter. Okay. Keeping things simple, I would presume. Alright, no. That's not the case. I was maybe hoping to see full commitment here on the A bomb save, but wait, what's going on here? Okay, this is just plain weird. This is just plain weird because we saw some of the guys there from Sprout actually continue on with their push here towards the little garage outside, and the other guys, it looked like they're just gonna commit onto the A bomb site, but they have slowed down. They throw down their own smoke grenades and they just didn't commit to the push. That was just uncoordinated as hell. That was weird. That was very weird, Sprout. Not really sure what they were thinking, and most importantly, even though Dennis, we must give credit for him to actually win at least one round here on the T side, because of that one round that they won, it has reset their economy. Like, where's the economy here from Sprout, guys? Do you see it? I don't. It's in the bin. It's non-existent here from Sprout, and because of it, the force break comes in, and it's a horrid one of that. Well, that's some good game sense there from Nexa. Let's see, though. Sprout, they're very much on the brink of losing this map, apparently. Faven, Speedy, and Searson, the last few remaining players here from the German side. I must admit, though, this round seems to be quite over. Unless they can pull off some magic. And by magic, I mean some of them sick deagle shots. Let's see them happen here. Well, looks like we're following Letney. Not sure why we're following Letney, but it's going to be Hunter to get those last 3 kills, and it will be Valiance securing themselves Nuke. It's going to be a 16-10 scoreline. It's a bit of a shame how we weren't able to get those last kills. That was quite weird. But anyhow, guys, that's going to be it. 16-10. Pretty good scoreline there from Valiance. They have been able to win 2 matchups today. I think it was, yes, this matchup right here, and the other one being 16-14, I think, against, what was it? X-Fraxters, if I recall correctly. Yes, it was X-Fraxters. So overall, guys, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It was some interesting matchups, I must admit. But overall, that's about it from me. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. The name's been Sir Danny. If you liked it, why not actually follow me on Twitter? You get to see at Sir Danny. That's Sir Danny with 4 Y's and 2 N's on the Twitters. So, of course, that's about it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all next time.